Grow organic, talk organic. I'm Jay Blaze, your host, and let's get organically blunt. Welcome back to Organically Blunt, everybody. I am Jay Blaze, your host. If you're not familiar, you're more than welcome to come on over to our channel, subscribe, and hear a lot of great episodes with a lot of great guests, including the one we have tonight. Welcome to the show, Luke, and also known as, I want to make sure I try to pronounce this right, Mick Cannabis Luke.
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. I wanted to make sure I got that right. We got Norma G in the audience joining us. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. So I want to dive right into organics with you, but before we do that, I want to hear a little bit about your story, and I want to hear kind of where you got started with cannabis and what made you take the organic route versus doing maybe something such as synthetics or anything like that. Have you tried synthetics? You know, I don't want to throw too many questions at you, so the first question right off the bat is, how did you get into cannabis and what made you decide to go organic?
So I've been around cannabis my whole life. It's always been my go-to medicine. I've never been a fan of, the Adderall and the stuff the doctors are prescribing. And my mom, she was always a huge gardener. She was always out in the garden, flipping compost, watching the steam come off and always mulching the lawn. It was honor to learn from her, and she always was good about teaching me the right way to go about things. Gardening to me has always been kind of a passion of mine. My daughter Grace, she had a spina bifida and hydrocephalus, so she was always given meds, and she always had tightness in her arms. And me and a buddy, Matt, we grew up together. We thought of this plan, hey, let's go to Michigan and see what we can do, in the CBD route and, helping others. So we both just made a plan, worked hard, and we worked at the same company. So it kind of made it easier to bounce ideas off of each other. So we just did it. We moved over here to Michigan. He was about 6 months behind me. I started growing synthetic. I travel for work, so I was gone always, during the week. So my wife was left to take care of the kids and the garden. And it just became too hard and too much for me in the smaller pots to control health and just get what I was really after. So I ran into, a lot of people know Jeremy from Build a Soil. I ran into his YouTube page, and it just opened my eyes to the whole, idea of just growing with nature and doing what we're, what's common to us. So that's where I really dove in, and I started doing the research and learning, and I'm still learning. I'm still a rookie. I've only been gardening for about 2 years now, but switching to the organics has definitely been an eye-opener and a game changer. A little more expensive to get into, but at the grand scheme of things, you're always going to be buying some sort of nutrients and some sort of program. They got so many out there, and to just find something that you're, passionate about, and to watch these guys talk about the organics just got me excited. So I just dove right in, and I went all for it. And the wife supported me, and she's been great. She waters during the week when I'm at work, and works with me. And AC Infinity, big shout out to them. Their program to where I can be in St. Louis and see what's happening in Michigan through my phone. It's just, you don't need the fancy technology, but if you're not going to be around, there are ways around it, and you can grow. I mean, it really isn't too hard. Just research, stick with the right people, and don't go down the rabbit hole. There are a lot of them.
Definitely, and I'll apologize a million times down. A lot of people don't know this. AC Infinity does not like me, but I use their products on a daily, and they're probably the best products on the market, and I'll continue to say that. We had a falling out way in the beginning when I was homeless, and we won't get into that, but long story short, I love their products. So, I'm hoping to represent them someday, because I love their values, and I love their design, and I love the versatility of being able to control your grow from afar. So that's a free shout out for AC Infinity, where it's not sponsored or endorsed, but I love their products. But definitely, I want to know, long story short, I want to show everybody here, first off, I want to show them what you guys got going on over there. You know, kind of show everybody what you're growing, and it's amazing here. So here we go, guys. I want to show you this guy. He says he's only been growing for 2 years. I mean, what do you guys think? I honestly think this guy has about 8 years experience just looking at his pitch.
I owe it to my mom. I've been in the dirt since I can remember. It just kind of helped transition over to the cannabis.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm coming back, guys. 1 second. All right. So yeah, make sure you give him a follow because this dude is killing it. And you need to give yourself a pat on the back, dude. You inspire me. Like, I want to get to that level. Like, can I be you when I grow up? Just kidding, by the way.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it.
So, tell me a little bit about your soil. I mean, let's dive into it. You know, you're growing in beds. I'm a new bed grower. I've always grown outdoors, but you know, a lot of people are where I'm at. They purchased the bed, they got their first mix up, and they're just waiting to see what kind of magic they can develop. But before they get to that, okay, let's walk down the aisle here. Let's say me and you were at the store. I want to get into growing. So we pick up a grassroots fabric bed and we put it together. What am I putting in the bottom of this bed to get started?
Well,
what would you do?
There are numerous routes you can go. I went with third to third to third ratio. The compost, the aeration in your base, which is I use peat moss. And other than, I mean, that you can really get started with that. You don't have to go all out. You don't have to have the biochar. You don't have to have all the worm castings. You can establish this bed over time. There are so many ways to go about it. You want to make sure you have your minerals in there and the right nutrients. Balance is key. And that's why I recommend anybody, you know, and I've already said build a soil probably 3 or 4 times now, but their take and bake is just perfect. It's balanced. It's a little expensive out of the gate, but in the grand scheme of things, these beds could last you your whole life. And they've got it down now to where it's water only. You can add in some root wise or some ferments to, you know, to kind of guide it along the way. And you can also do soil test, which changes everything. You're being told what you need to do the next step to keep that balance in your soil. You know, I look at it as a buffet. You want to keep it full. You don't want to drain it of all of its, you know, resources. So staying on top of it and keeping up on the balance is the key. You're going to want to make sure that, you know, you don't get too dry because peat moss is hydrophobic, so it will dry out on you. That's the big key in organics is the water moisture. And I'm kind of a cheater. I use the EcoWet sensor. So I get a sensor and it tells me about the percentage I want to be at. But like I said, you can start this, you know, with the basics, as long as you know where you're getting your stuff from. You want to start with good inputs. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are just marketing to you. Do the research, get the right stuff, build soil. I recommend that's the way to start. Go ahead.
I was just agreeing with you. Definitely. You know, Jeremy's a friend of mine. He's a partner of the Organically Blunt channel. And I started with him when I got into doing this myself. Unfortunately, me and him don't do products as much anymore because I went local and I have somebody local that does it the same thing. But I can tell you, bar none, Build a Soil is where it's at. And I'm glad you're throwing them out there because there's a lot of people that don't know where to go. And the thing I've noticed, you know, and this started last fall and it's really starting to accelerate. Maybe, you know, I want to ask you this. Sorry to cut you off. Do you have a local grow shop? And the reason I ask is most of these are closing down, you know, and people are finding it more and more difficult to find bagged soil, find their newts, find this, find that, you know, and you can't always trust Amazon because it's almost like eBay. Are you getting something authentic or are you getting a counterfeit, you know, and you don't know what you're going to feed your plants. So that is why you got to kind of go local. And that's why people do go to the local grow shop. But do you still have one?
We do. We have quite a few here in Niles, but they lean towards the hydroponic side of it. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I had actually found a build a soil carrier in, I want to say, Battle Creek, and they probably were open for 6 months and then they fell off the face of the earth,
Uh-huh.
which is unfortunate
Yeah,
because it is happening. There's a great shop in St. Louis that carries some of the build a soil. There are a lot of carriers in smaller areas, but unfortunately, no. It's harder to get into the organics going to local shops. You almost got to look around and maybe drive an hour or two out of your way.
definitely. Definitely. You know, I don't know how far you are from, and this is not another sponsored thing. This is just something talking here. And I don't know how far you are from Grow Green, but if you ever get over there, pick up a bag of this country root soil. Check it out. You know, let them know we sent you, because definitely I just want you to compare it to build a soil, and I want to see what you think. You know, if I could, I would even get you a bag myself and have you go pick it up or get it shipped to you, because it's a pretty good deal. And I'm not trying to give him a free promo. He is a sponsor of the channel, but you know, Michigan made, and you know, when I find out somebody's from Michigan, I just got to let them know about the soil, because you know, it's just one of those deals. And they have a deal if anybody else wants to try it. 2 bags shipped anywhere in the United States for $50, and that's a free promo. I mean, you can't find that nowhere. So, you know, it's a pretty good deal. But definitely, you know, I like what you're doing, man. I really do. And you're killing it. So I kind of want to talk about genetics and a little bit here too, you know, because once you get a good soil, a good soil, like you said, is water only. And I'm still getting used to that. You know, I keep calling my buddy Chris at Country Roots, and I'm like, do I need to add something this week? Like, what's going on? And he's like, dude, your plants look amazing. Just water them. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not used to all this. You know, I'm like, I'm kind of like a newbie in a certain sense when it comes to indoor stuff. And I'm like, I gotta always be doing something with them, you know. And
Yeah.
it gets boring sometimes, and you're like, well, shit. Can I defoliate? Can I do this? Can I do no? Just let them go. Let them go. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I want to know. You know, a lot falls into genetics too. And what are you growing? What are some of your favorites that you've popped so far and we had success with?
Genetics is everything. They preach that from day one. It pretty much doesn't matter where you're searching to learn how to grow. It's genetics is like number one. Um, I've gone quite a few different routes. When I first started getting in growing, I went to cookies just because it was the advertise, and you know, you see the pretty flowers, and so I went down there and I loved it. I grew synthetically with it, so I can't really compare apples to oranges. But right now, I ran the All Kid Branson Royals Revenge, and that is probably some of the best genetics I've ran. It's got so much color. It's got great terps. I'm actually gonna put it in the Michigan Gems and Genetics Cup and see how she does.
Okay,
So yeah, I
definitely.
got some James Loud. There's so many good genetics out there. If you just do your research, and if there's, you know, decent reviews from it, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get what you're looking for.
Definitely. You know, Michigan Gyms and Genetics is growing here with strides in Michigan. You know, I've been going to their events for, I want to say it's either the third or fourth season for me. And I can tell you every year it gets better. This year we got Mindo Dope. I mean, you
I
can't
saw
beat
that.
that.
Yeah.
And I love partying with Mindo. I partied with him three or four times now, and I can tell you that it's great. You know, you guys are gonna love it. This is gonna be a hell of a production,
Hell
and
yeah.
we're gonna be bringing for you guys that can attend. I'm gonna be bringing it from the behind the scenes. I'm getting up on the stage this show. I'm gonna show you guys from what it looks like looking out if you were performing. You know, I'm getting up there. I know I am because I already talked to the guys. So like it's going to be on and popping, and bring your fire, guys, because there's going to be some steep competition this year. And I mean, look at you, man. 2 years, you're killing it. So I would say you're ready. I'm not ready. You're ready.
Well, I don't know about that either. I thought about it. Might as well just give it a go, see where I stand. It's just fun to be a
Definitely.
part of the Grow Me community, and just having an opportunity to even compete is just a blessing.
Definitely. And I got to answer a question from the chat here real quick. One of the guys wanted to know how microbes can help your grow. And would you like to touch on that a little bit?
Well, I'm still learning myself. I can't really dive too deep into it. I think it just
Sure.
having microbes in the soil allows for everything just to interact and move between each other. Feeding the
Definitely.
soil is the key, and keeping on top of it. And that's what's so good about inoculating in the larger bodies of soil. You inoculate once or twice and you're good. You build your own colonies. So it really is beneficial to have microbes in your soil. I
Definitely.
got a lot to learn about that, which is what's great about organics, because it's water only. You're looking for something to do, pick up books sometimes. That's where I've been at with it is, I want to keep going messing with this plant, and then I end up doing damage. And, that's where it's fun to, kind of do the research as you go and to learn the what's and the
Definitely.
whys.
Yeah, I agree. You guys got to come out to, you're in Michigan, if you ain't got nothing going on in May, I got it up on our page. I keep sharing it. I can't remember dates off the top of my head. I'm bad at that because I have so many events that I have to put stuff in my phone calendar. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on because I'm so busy. But I'll be honest with you, you know, Country Roots is putting on a weekend of foraging and organics and everything. And if you want to learn more about microbes, soil building, everything, come out to the farm because I'm going to be documenting it. I'm going to be videotaping it. But I want you guys to experience it too. It's going to be camping. It's going to be everything for a weekend. It's in Paris, Michigan at Country Roots Farm. Next week, I'm probably going to get over there at some point and give them a hand. We're going to be putting up a 30 by 100 greenhouse. So it's going to be fun. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. We got to get this soil off the ground. We got get the soil pumping out. You guys keep Country Roots going, keep the soil going. You guys have been doing great. And I'm going to tell you right now, a little birdie told me you might just possibly have Jay Blaze delivering your soil. So you might get to meet me in the flesh. I go all over the United States, so I love to drive. I did 63,000 miles last year. Let's see if we can top it this year. Yeah. And so, I wanna hear what you got going on right now. What do you got in your beds going? What are you growing right now? What do you got coming up in the future? What can these people expect from you?
Right now I got quite a few different genetics. I got the Chill Out Mr. OGs going in a bed. I partnered up with Premium Cultivars, and I got their cereal milk going, and just started their Jealousy, which I'm really excited for. It looks like a beautiful plant. And really, I'm just going to start leaning towards the CBD side. I'm still going to keep my cannabis thing going, but me and my dad and my partner, Matt, I mentioned earlier, we've been kind of doing stuff in the background and trying to get our own little organic gardening shop going and bring life back, to Michigan organic style, and kind of getting the CBD side and see what we can go down that route. Like I mentioned, my daughter, she struggled with tightness and stuff, and I would just kind of maybe see what she thinks about that as she gets a little bit older. And I lost my mom a couple years ago to cancer, and she was doing the RSO oils, and her doctor pretty much gave her the ultimatum, you take our medicine or get off our program. And it was kind of an eye opener that, why not both? Why can't it be both? And so I think that's what we're going to kind of work on, is just kind of opening the eyes to people and how powerful CBD can really be.
Definitely.
So I'm excited for it. We got our LLC going. It's Soil Plus. We're doing big things in the background. Big shout out to Matt and my dad for following me. So
that's impressive, dude. You got the LLC, you got the ball rolling. I mean, it's all uphill from there. It might be a battle, but you're gonna fight it the whole way through. And if we can do anything to spread the good message for you, don't be afraid to throw information my way. I'm always willing to share it with the community. We all got to support each other. There's, like it says in community, you and I, there's no community with you and I, so we gotta help each other, and
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. Definitely, So I want to dive into some more about you now, and I want to dive into, you know, your first experience as a person with cannabis, like actually consuming it. Where'd you get it from? I mean, and how old were you?
Ooh. I think I was a sophomore in high school, junior, and we were at a party, and there just remember a group of guys, about 5 or 6 of us, standing on the side of the house hiding, and we had this big old Sherlock grandpa pipe looking thing. And I just remember they car dropped up, they dropped the bag off. We put the whole thing in the bag. I don't even think we took time to broke it up and smoked it. And, I didn't even know how I felt at the time. I know we were all just trying to act goofy and, just kind of play it out, who's the funniest guy. But I fell in love with it then. And it kind of discouraged me from school, and it took me away focusing wise. But I think that's just me letting the plant getting the better of me. I mean, I don't think that's an excuse. I just think at that point in time I just didn't feel like doing something, and people blame it on the cannabis right off the rip. So no, I've loved it. It's been around in my family as far as I remember. I still remember walking on the back porch and, hearing everyone coughing. And my dad still talks about this stuff called the evil. My uncle used to grow out in Illinois woods, and it's pretty cool.
Definitely. Yeah, I remember back when I first started, I don't do that. Well, everybody probably does, but you didn't hear this from me, but you heard it from me. We used to always smoke in the car. So going down the road, yeah, I'm guilty. But anyway,
we all are.
My feet would go numb. My feet would go numb, and I'd get so damn paranoid that next thing you know, we look down and I'm doing 90, and I didn't even know it. And yeah, finally I got over that. My tolerance got really well, but I can tell you, it was an experience. My best friend's from California, and when he came to Michigan, they used to say to us always, they used to say, man, California's where it's at. And I'm like, oh, all right, come on out here. You think so? Okay. Well, my buddy, regardless, he thought he could drink, and we were drinkers back then. And every weekend he would throw up for 3 months straight. Every weekend we'd have to pull over on the side of the highway, and he's like, he always just say, man, Jay, I ain't fucking with you no more. And you Michigan boys don't give up. And I remember those days, and you just remind me with your story of those days of like just having fun. Like,
yeah,
and we gotta try to stay young with our stories and kind of get back to that feeling again. That's what the plant does for a lot of us, is it brings that magic, and I want to know more about, your experience with the plant and your daughters, so has she filed for any type of medical card or anything like that at all?
No, we just recently, like I said, we've only been here about 2 years, and everything just transferring over from Indiana has just been a nightmare medically wise, but we're just kind of getting comfortable and kind of getting settled in, which I feel like we finally are. And then the next steps are going to be, what are our options? What do we need to do? Who do we need to see? Which I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, because at the end of the day, it is going to be a parental choice at some point. I'm not saying I'm not for, doctors or anything, because they do know their shit, but sometimes, it's pharmaceutical game, and I feel better just kind of, doing my own thing maybe someday.
Definitely. And I always give shout outs because I somehow I end up in my mind, I'm like the Rolodex here. I try to store everybody's contacts for different things. And, I want to point you over to Michigan Weedsters and Mr. Fungi. They both can be found on IG. If you guys ever have any questions about legislation, your caregiver rights, and what you can and can't do, them are the people to do. And if you're a parent and you're looking to get into medicine, reach out to Amy Carter. She's got a story to share with you guys that will definitely blow your mind. She's the one that got Jaden's Law approved, so kids can take their medicine right on school campus. and not have to leave the school grounds. Yeah, and that was passed here through Michigan Congress. So impressive things we're doing here.
Definitely.
Favitor in our audience wants to know where you're from, and he is from Michigan. Definitely, we'll repeat that again. You know, we're Michigan growers, both of us.
Well, I'm from Michigan, but I'm born and raised in Indiana.
Hey, we'll give you that too. Definitely. There ain't nothing wrong with being a Hoosier. Now,
No.
I won't speak the other state on the other side. I'm not. We'll leave it there. So that's that, you know. But anyway, just because, and I'm not a sports fan, but it's just being Michigan. That's how we are. So anyway, so you know, I want to dive right into more about organics, but before I do that, I want to ask you some of the things you've added to your soil on top of what you've got there that we might not see. Like, are you using things such as basalt, or are you using like the 3.0 build a soil mix? Like, some people, they might want to try to produce similar results to you, and they're not really going to know what kind of recipe to build. So, like, do you got any suggestions for a good base soil mix to build up?
Well, like I can't talk enough about Jeremy. I mean, the take and bake for bigger beds is the way to go. They got perfect sizes from your 3x3 bed, and then if you jump up to the 4x4 bed, they got it all printed out for you set up. The 3.0, I'm using re-amended 3.0. It's about 4 bags that I've just had sitting around that I used already. So I just re-amended them, which they call the build a soil way. Just added in some craft blend, which is, you know, the 15 good ingredients. I'm not sure of them all off the top of my head, obviously.
Sure.
You know, just staying on top of the moisture was key. You know, any type of soil you have, the larger battery you have, the easier it is going to be able to keep all of the minerals and nutrients alive. Which is what I love about these beds is it's my own little worm bed. You know, I got this 30 gallon. I just started with reuse 3.0, and I'm sitting here. Oh, I got to get some more worms. And then it dawned on me, I just got to lift up that bed and grab some worms and throw it in the other bed. And here we go.
Definitely. Have you ever put a piece of avocado in your bed yet?
No, I have not.
Now, trust me, and you're going to be mind blown. Take an avocado, cut it in half, take that big, I call it the nut. I don't know what the hell they call it, but whatever it is, the pit, take that and throw it off to the side. Set that in there, come back in about an hour. Lift that up, and all your worms that are in that bed will be at the soil level underneath that avocado, eating that avocado. I promise you.
Wow, that's neat. Okay.
It'll be impressive. Yep. And a lot of people put avocados in there. I do avocados. I do trying to think what else I put in there. Coffee grounds, banana peels, and things like that. You let it break down, and it's going to feed your soil. Banana peels are full of potassium, so definitely. Yeah. So coconut powder is good, but don't overdo it because it can get sticky. But it can be somewhat water soluble. Avocados will blow your mind, though. I promise you, you're gonna love it if you can find them. The other thing I use that they totally love is fresh sliced watermelon with the rind. You got to get it with the rind.
Gotta have the rind.
It'll eat that. They'll eat that too. They literally will, and it's impressive. And I leave my I leave, and I was going to ask you because you're a bed grower. Do you leave your old stalks in your bed?
Last time I twisted them out, I would like to keep them in there. I just been such a back to back grow right now. It's been kind of harder to get that.
Sure.
But yeah, ideally I would leave them in there. Why not? The worms will break it down. When I pull mine out and twist them, I mean, there's about 4, 5, 6 worms in there going to town.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until the other day. I'll be honest with you. I learned that literally the other day. I found out that if you leave them in there, the worms will literally eat it up once it's dead. So
yeah,
I was like, oh, wow. Well, I'm not pulling them out then. So I learned something new, for bed growing myself. And I'm trying to highlight more bed growers this season because I want to share different things for the community, but I also, each episode I pick something up new from that person and I implement it and I say, okay, wow, that does work, you know? And that's how I learn, because I am no professional at all. I've been growing for a long time, but I've done a lot of the wrong stuff before I started learning how to do a lot of the right stuff. And
Well, it takes
it's been,
soldiers like it's gotten me to make it so easy. You guys put in all the hard work.
yeah, I've been growing since 2009, and some of them weren't so great. I'll be honest with you, and some of them I still have pictures of, and they blow my mind, you know. But I should have left your page up here to show it again. But head over to McCannabis Luke's page on IG if you got a chance, guys, and check out some of these beautiful buds. He's, oh my God, dude. Like, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, like, you should be in some magazines for real. Like, you got some good shots. Like, this is good,
Thank
good
you.
quality content. Keep up
Thank
the
you.
good work. I see you everywhere. You know, I know a lot of different people from the community, and almost every time I'm on somebody's show or something, here's McCannabis Luke in the chat. You
Yeah.
know, so you're definitely making your rounds and making your name for yourself. Keep it up, because I don't see why you couldn't pick up a couple good sponsorships along the way to products that you're passionate with, that you might already be using. If there's a brand out there you're already using, reach out. If you need help reaching out to Jeremy, I'll put a bug in his ear for you, and then
Yeah.
save you a couple bucks. Rep his brand.
Yeah.
Why
Definitely.
not?
Well, and that's
Yeah.
another Growing Organic. He's part of the Build a Soil crew, and they actually just gave me a discount code, which is really cool. So if you ever shop at Growing Organic, use McAllen Crew 10. They'll get you 10% off of their good fermented kashi and all that good stuff.
There you go. Definitely. I'm still learning how to make all of that stuff myself, and
Oh, that would be fun. I'm ready to get into learning that.
let me know, because I'm going to be getting into it here soon. Not only is that foraging day going to be teaching a lot of that stuff, I'll send you the flyer so you can read it over, but
Definitely.
it's going to be doing a lot of that. Country Roots is a geologist, and he was a professor also. He taught right at the university level all this stuff, horticulture, and making labs and making teas and making ferments and making all that. He does all that, and
Wow.
I am not afraid to learn it and document it if I know that's something you guys are very interested in learning. And I just found out from Norma G that you hit 10K on IG, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been amazing.
That's impressive. That is impressive, because it is not easy. You're doing things, man. I mean, because like I said, you're blowing me out of the water on some things. I'm like, holy cow, man. Like, I'm slacking here. You guys need to teach me something, because like I try to get the name out. If you guys ain't a subscriber, make sure you smash that button, hit that bell, because we're going to be dropping content all the time. I got some shows lined up. Actually, I think I got another show on, what's tomorrow? Saturday? Sunday night, I got a show. I got to start promoting for tomorrow. That's going to be very interesting. Another Michigan local. That's going to be a good story. And this one is a female. So you keep your eyes peeled for that. Definitely. So, we're doing a lot of good things. You're doing a lot of good things. The community's doing a lot of good things. I'm glad that you're coming to Michigan Gems and Genetics. What other events have you attended? Have you attended any yet?
Not one. No, I'm sad to say. I'm gonna get to a couple. Me and Matt are gonna go to that Nikon in September. Yep. So we're excited about that. But no, unfortunately, none yet. I've been watching from the sidelines, anxious. But that's what the Instagram, I just wanted to share the love to all the YouTubers and the content creators, because I've been watching them behind the scene in Indiana. I click the like, or the Fed's going to come kick down my door. So I kind of created this Instagram to kind of give back to them, show them the love for, leading me their way, because I owe it to all of you guys for, putting yourselves out there, making the content and showing us, how to grow the plant ourselves. So it's been an honor, and I'm so blessed to be around and working with you guys.
Definitely. So we got to do like classic organically blunt. I have 3 more questions before I let you go here, and then I'll let you, talk about whatever you want. You have the floor. But 3 more questions I gotta ask you. And guys,
Shoot.
just like always, we got to talk about food. Yeah, I know you guys love me. So here we go. When you're high and you're feeling good, everybody, not everybody, but most people get the munchies. What is your go-to munchie when you're high?
That's a tough one there. Um, I'd have to go with a Philly cheesesteak, to be honest, man. Making it at
Man,
home, just buying some cheap steak and whipping it up myself if I have to, or, going out to a local store or something. But I'm a beef guy. I like Philly cheesesteaks and, gyros. I'm a big gyro guy. So, yeah, no, I'm not a big sweets guy. You won't be finding me eating cakes and candies and stuff, but you find me a good meal with some fries or some beef, I'm in.
hell yeah. That's what I'm talking. I love a good Philly. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a good one. See, we had a place up here called Charlie's, but they went out of business. And the last time I had a good one was in Detroit, and I haven't had a good one since. So definitely, but I know it's nothing like an authentic Philly, but I
No,
haven't had that opportunity yet. So
my dad was over there and he ate them all the time. So every time he tells me that's not a Philly, that's not a Philly.
right, definitely, definitely. So other than that, I gotta ask this final question that kind of makes your mind think. But before I do that, I got to put the ground rules on the floor. And that is, you can't think too hard. I want the first organic thought that pops in your head. And here we go. If you could smoke with anybody dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I'd say Kyle Cushman. I
Okay.
feel like I just watched that guy from Ground Zero, and he's always been, the face, and everyone's kind of known him, and he's just the dude that knows the good smoke. So I'd definitely love to smoke one with him someday.
Definitely. I've been in his inbox for probably a month now trying to get him on the show.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He knows who I am now. He knows who I am.
Hey,
But
that's how it
I
starts.
it's getting there, it is getting there. We definitely need to make that happen, though. I think you need to smoke with him, and we need to make that happen. I think he needs to come out to the Michigan Gyms and Genetics Festival. So
Yes.
Kyle, if you're watching this, I think you need to come out because everybody else is going to be there, and I think you need to be there too. So you heard it here on Organically Blunt first. But what time will it happen? Oh, I'm thinking in June at Michigan Gyms and Genetics. We're going to make it happen. If anything, he'll be smoking with the rest of us because you're not going to be shy. You're part of the Organically Blunt family now, and you're more than welcome to come sesh with the whole crew. So
Oh,
come
hell
on
yeah.
over. Yeah. I got to get up early tomorrow morning. I'm heading down to Hash Bash, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Unfortunately, this past week on Tuesday, John Sinclair, at the age of 82, had passed away due to congestive heart failure. And he won't be particularly attending in the flesh, but he'll be there in spirit. So everybody make sure you light one up for John this year because I definitely will be in his honor. I met him last year personally at Michigan Gyms and Genetics or Big Cloud, one of the two. It was one of them. And I think it was Big Cloud, Mac. Correct myself. Sorry about that. But another great Michigan event sanction that if you haven't checked out Big Cloud, you can follow them on Instagram at Big Cloud Presents and see what they got going on. They're going to be doing a pool party at Hash Bash tomorrow. I'm not going to be taking swimming or nothing because I'm just coming down there to see you guys for a couple hours with Country Roots, and then I'm coming back up here. I can't be down that way too far. I got stuff I gotta tend to up here, but I'm definitely going to be getting some coverage of Hash Bash and some of the speakers, and I'll probably take a ride over to the Cup and see some people over there. But we'll see how things go. I'm playing tag along. It's my first time, so I don't even know what the experience. I just know there's going to be about 10,000 people there.
True.
It's going to be, yeah, definitely. So it's my first big cannabis event. I will tell you that. I've been to a lot of events, but on that scale, the closest thing I've ever been to is another event called Electric Forest, but I was a photographer for them, so I didn't get to like partake in the event. So this time I'll actually get to have fun, and there's people that I've had on this show that are going to be there that I couldn't expect to be there. You know, Grow Bags hit me up and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be there. Come talk to us." And I'm like, "What? Really? You guys are going to be there? Okay, cool." You know, like that's what's up. Like that's going to be there. There's people flying in from Amsterdam to be there. I seen the
Oh,
tickets
wow.
in the Facebook group, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like I
Man, this is
never,
a big deal.
right? I'm like, I never phantom. Well, and it's been going on, I think, since the '70s. I don't know the exact date.
I think it
Sorry,
was the
guys.
72.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah, that's like Hipster said. That's not a cannabis event. That's a city. Yeah, it is definitely probably the closest thing, in my opinion, other than the Emerald Cup, which they're friends of mine, but I've never made it out there. And MJ Biz, which I've never made it out there neither, but that's more inside. I'm talking outside type event. Probably the closest thing to this would be, oh, I don't even know how to explain it. Would be probably Spanibus, honestly. You know, like an outside type of event, but it's not that type of vibe. It's got its own vibe to itself. So, like, something you have to experience. It's for the caretakers, the caregivers, the people who are medical patients, the people who fight to have the rights for this plant on a daily basis. That's who should be attending Hash Bash. The people who, if you smoke this, you need to be there. You need to be thanking the people who paved the way so you can take that puff. Because without the people before us, the pioneers like John, this wouldn't have happened, you know? And if you want to hear more kind of the story in a music form, check out John Lennon's song called John Sinclair. Because when he was being freed by his wife and getting the rally going, you know, and putting everything together, John Lennon got involved, Stevie Wonder got involved. John Sinclair was a poet and a musician also, which a lot of people didn't know that because his advocacy for the plant was so strong that some people say it outshined the other stuff that he was really well at. But I think he was well-rounded, ace of spades, you know, and a great guy, definitely. So make sure you pay tribute to that man. And, you know, what do you got going on? You say you're going to be growing for the Michigan Gems and Genetics? What genetic are you going to be growing for it? Have you decided?
Well, no, I got them curing right now. It's the Bransons from Colorado, all kid strain or cut. So it's real fruity pebbles kind of. So it's different, but I think it's going to do some damage.
Oh, I can't wait. You know, I'm hoping to be a judge this year. We'll see. I haven't been asked yet, but it usually happens. You know, I'm a sativa guy myself, but I smoke everything as long as it's flower and good. Now, I don't say everything. I don't smoke mids and I don't smoke dispo. I smoke my own, and that's mostly what I smoke. But
Yeah,
you know just as well as I do. So, is there anything you want the audience to know before I let you go here?
Just know if you want to get into gardening, you can just dive right in. I promise you, learn along the way. I preach bigger beds of soil. I'm not saying you got to go full organic, but the bigger beds of soil, the easier it is going to get watering on point. And if your watering's on point, you're going to grow plants. They may not be luxurious, but you're going to get your medicine that you need. So just start somewhere, start with balance. I highly recommend checking out Jeremy's channel over there at Build the Soil because he walks it out for you, step in, step out, and he's got charts and he makes it too easy for us.
Definitely. So, he does a lot of good work. He does. And he blows my mind with what he knows. Like if I knew a fraction of what he knew.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
man.
Like I said, I travel for work, so don't let anything discourage you. If you got a family, I mean, it really can help you when times are rough. Like I said, I lost my mom, and the gardening pulled me out of my slump. It gave me something other, than family and work. It just gave me my own little peace area. So I encourage anybody that can in a legal state, get at it, start somewhere. And if you need to get a hold of me, message me on Instagram. I'll answer you anytime.
You heard it right there, guys. You can check him out, McCannabis Luke on Instagram. And with that being said, I appreciate you being on the Organically Blunt show, and everybody else, have a great night. And we'll see you on the next episode coming up Sunday night. Same time, same place. Hope to see you there. Stay lit, stay organically blunt. Have a great night, everybody. As we close this chapter of Organically Blunt, immense gratitude to our exceptional partners who fuel our growth journey. Seedsman Genetics, the seasoned seed bank with over 2 decades of experience. Grow Bag, your trusted storage solution to protect terps. Gorilla Grow Tent, crafting spaces for cultivating dreams. Kind LEDs, illuminating your green haven. Country Roots Soil and Amendments, nurturing roots for success. Atlas Seeds, a source of pure genetic treasures. Green Wolf Genetics, creators of botanic magic. Smoke and Stork Genetics, where passion meets potency. Humboldt Seed Company, committed to cultivating excellence. Extreme Gardening, elevating your gardening game. Rain Science Grow Bags, redefining plants' homes. 420 Fast Buds, pioneers of fast and furious growth. Captain Redbeard Seeds, sailing the seas of genetic innovation. Aero Mixer, the rheumatic heartbeat of your grow. Petra Tools, your trusted garden companions. SoFem Genetics, sowing seeds of FEMS and Build-A-Soil, building the foundation of your organic oasis. Lost Close Plant Therapy, healing and enhancing plant vitality. Unlock these exclusive deals with coupon code Organically Blunt at checkout. Until our next episode, stay connected and keep growing, and as always, stay organically blunt.